like nobody has a smartwatch without having a good stack next to it. You know, it kind of finishes it off.
Totally agree.
Keeps
Yes,
it feminine.
100%.
Keeps it feminine, you know. Okay, well, so this is my pick of the show, and it's a beautiful interpretation of the love knot. So when you think about a love knot, it is that unbreakable bond, that eternal connection, and a symbolism that has been around since ancient times. This is on sale at $169.98, so you're saving $44, and then your easy pay to get this home is $34. It's the first day we're seeing it at this low price. You get your choice of either rhodium-plated sterling silver, which is the one at the top, or the 14-carat yellow gold-plated sterling silver. You're getting 25 points of diamonds, which are near colourless, and then you're getting that 18-inch chain with a 2-inch extender, and then it secures at the back with a lobster claw clasp. So J448709 is your item number. 5 easy payments of $34. Michelle, I was so happy that to get this as my kind of pick of the show, because it feels timeless.
Yeah, it suits you.
Yeah, yes. It's just like a timeless piece of symbolism, but just so beautifully done.
Yes, I agree with you. It could be interpreted as a love knot for sure. Some people look at it and they think it looks like a rose. And I think probably the two most romantic symbols in the world are diamonds and roses, right? So putting them together in one piece is also very nice. The fact that, you know, you can buy something like this to give to a bridesmaid within that budget that most brides are paying right now. I found out at the show that the average price point for bridesmaids is hovering right around that $200 mark. So maybe that's why the bridesmaids teams are getting, the squads are getting smaller. I don't know. But it's much more than I did. I gave everybody garnets when we got married, and you know, I spent a lot of money on those, but now I could have bought diamonds, which would have been fantastic. But for a bride as she walks down the aisle, or a sweet 16, or from a dad to a daughter as her first piece of jewelry, I can think of so many occasions that this just seems right. And it does follow the pave trend that we've been speaking of, almost like a fireball in the center of the piece, and then radiating in prong set diamonds, it like almost like a spirograph. Those interlocking links just give such dimension and beauty. The difference is in the details on a piece like this, right? And I think you can see that it took a lot of time and attention to detail to figure everything out. And as a design major, a former design major from the University of Minnesota, I remember they used to tell us, you know, in the beginning of our classes, put it all out there, you know, design something that would be a dream to you. And we would do that. And then at the end of the assignment, they would say, now your assignment number 2 is to strip it all away to its essence.
Wow.
And that essence, if it stands by itself and still gives the message, that is a signal of good design. And I always took that with me throughout the years, many years ago. I think this is that piece.
I love that. And you're speaking my language, girl, because I went to art school for 10 years and I'm like, oh, I never heard that one. I love that.
Again, I see you for sure.
Oh, I love that. I'll think about that when I'm decorating my apartment after it gets painted this afternoon.
Right.
I mean,
you probably remember something similar in your art classes as well, right? It's that whole essence, that whole symbolism, the way it makes you feel, the balance to this. I think if you love symmetry and balance, but you also, you know, appreciate movement, it's like going to a museum, honestly, Sam, and standing back and being able to feel the movement within the painting. To me, I can feel the movement in this. You can almost feel the breeze on your face when you're in the flower garden, you know? So that speaks to me.
Well, and that's what I think
is
lovely about jewelry, you know, because I'm sure being a design major, you know that so many people are like, oh, I don't know about art, or I don't, you know, but this is one of those pieces that it does evoke. You know, for me, I see a love knot. For you, you see a rose. You know, also, I feel like it also looks like the cosmos. There's something about it where it looks like it could be a
100%.
meteor. You know, there's just so much that you can see in this. I just gave this a little polish, and look at the difference. I mean, look at the way that is just gleaming. So giftable. I also really love the position of this on the bail, that the bail is kind of part of the pendant itself. So there isn't like a separate bail. It just allows the pendant to almost float in your decollage and just take center stage without anything else that's there that's practical. The practical part's kind of integrated into the design, so all you see is just pure beauty. So I'm wearing it in the sterling silver. Remember, it does come with that 18-inch chain, and you also get that 2-inch extender.
It can be adjusted. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I think I've got
Exactly.
this on the tightest, you know, on the 18-inch, but I could drop this down if I wanted to. And then we also have it in that 14 karat yellow gold over sterling silver. And I've got to say, Michelle, I kind of love the contrast with the gold too.
Yeah, I do too. I like that two-toned look. I love the feeling of sunshine and moonlight all in one piece. But there's something to be,
You
said about the
romantic.
classic white on white too. Well, certain pieces they sort of bring it out, don't they? And I think again,
Yes.
diamonds and flowers or love knots, it's all the same. It all touches
Yeah.
that tender spot within us, and sometimes we need to be reminded, myself included, to indulge in a little self-love now and again. Do something nice for yourself. Make yourself feel good. If you don't have anything in the cup to give other people, then you're not doing a good job of giving to others. And so I try to be kind. I try to be gentle with those around me. I try to show grace, and let's do it at home first with
Yeah.
ourselves. So
Yeah.
order yourself a little something
So-
special. You'll
so-
feel so good, whether it's that baguette ring or this. You're gonna love it. It's a
Yeah,
great
and I
experience.
love the idea of being able to see the moon and the sunlight even on a cloudy day. Although it's not cloudy here, it was like 75 degrees at 9 a.m. I don't know if the clouds have rolled in since I've been inside. Okay, J448709. This one, I love what Michelle said about self-love. Maybe this is time to gift yourself. When was the last time you really treated yourself? 5 easy payments of $34. Maybe don't get takeout tonight and spend the $34 on yourself and on this and something that you will love, precious metals and diamonds. And if you're thinking about gifting, so unique, so unusual, I can't imagine anyone opening that and not just being wowed by it. So we saw this earlier on in the show and we're bringing it back because you've loved it as much as I